Tonight I made a one-pot pasta. It's viral now because of Meghan Markle, but I modified it. I had leftover vegetables that I didn't want to go bad. I also added some flavor so that the pasta water wouldn't be bland. I did have some Swiss chard though, so that part stayed the same. I washed that first and then got started. I only had these Roma tomatoes, so I cut them up and set them aside. I added this red onion because, why not? Next, the chard. I never separate the leaves from the stem. I just cut it into thin strips instead. It cooks just fine. Then I chopped some garlic that I keep frozen. I was only going to use about 4 cloves, but that turned into 3 more, and that turned into the rest of the bag. More flavor. The recipe adds boiling water to the dish, so I got my kettle ready. Now it was time to cook. First I sautéed the onions in some olive oil. Then I added the tomatoes and the garlic and sautéed those some. Next I added the pasta and sprinkled on a healthy amount of tomato bouillon with chicken flavor. I poured in enough kettle water to cover the pasta, then added some bay leaves, some basil, and some lemon zest. I covered the brazier and let that cook for about 6 minutes. I raised the lid and saw that the pasta was sticking together at the ends, so I used tongs to separate it and mix the ingredients around. It smelled amazing. Then I added the chard, covered, and let it cook for another 4 minutes. And here's what it looked like. The pasta looked perfectly cooked, and the starch from it helped the pasta water thicken into a nice sauce. I plated the dish trying to grab an equal amount of pasta and vegetables. Then I sprinkled on some Parmesan and some red pepper flakes. I set my table and sat down to eat. This was delicious. You can never go wrong making a pasta dish with these ingredients, and the tomato bouillon added the perfect amount of seasoning. For some additional protein, I would add some seafood like shrimp or clams, and then use clam juice for flavoring instead of bouillon. But you know, it's a one-pot pasta. There are many different ways to make it, and they've all been around for a very long time. I think food is a little too subjective to say that one recipe is better than another. In my opinion, the best recipe is the one that you like to eat, because that's the one that will make you happy. Thanks for watching to the end. If you're enjoying my videos, please hit the subscribe button below.